With constant stories being made or told, they have to end up somewhere.
And this is KGI signing off.
Lines, am I right?
Tell me about it. Where are you headed?
Well, my wife and I are headed up to New York for our anniversary.
That's cool. How long have you guys been married?
Yeah, James, how long have we been married?
I want to say 3 years?
5 years, James. We've been married 5 years.
Well, it might have
We've been over this so
year,
many
and
times.
I work hard,
This is
and
why
we
we
don't
need
have a
a
calendar.
calendar. Your mom picked out the date so it could be on a leap year. I hate your mom so much.
So where are you headed?
Anywhere but here. I'm just trying to run away from home.
Oh my gosh, why?
Okay, well, my girlfriend said she wouldn't let me if I was at work.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Well, why are you here?
I'm going to New York to pursue my acting career.
Well, what have I seen who?
I was in my elementary school production of Charlie Brown a few years back.
Probably should have keep looking for you.
Next. Do you have any baggage to check?
No.
Any emotional baggage?
Excuse me?
We have a new policy. All of our customers now must discuss any and all emotional baggage before getting on their flight.
Well, I don't have any, I guess.
Well, I have plenty. My husband never remembers our anniversary. Oh, and he doesn't put the toilet seat down after using it.
Okay, I'll put you down for emotional baggage. Next. Hello, ma'am. Do you have any baggage or emotional baggage?
Well, I don't have any regular baggage, but this morning my mom told me that I would never make it as an actor in New York.
Okay. I'll put you down as emotional baggage.
Let's just get this over with. I asked my girlfriend if she would still love me if I was at work, and she said no.
I'll put you down for emotional baggage.
Don't touch me.
Guys, I heard what happened back there, and I just want to let you know that I'm here for you.
Thanks, man. I really appreciate it.
This is your local high school anchor, Hudson Byers, coming to you live from the KJI studio, bringing you the most pressing news about the construction taking place on our school grounds. And most important matters, the yellow wall that I previously mentioned has consumed a large portion of the building's shell. Pretty soon we could have an entirely yellow school, and frankly, I'm here for it. What do we want? Yellow. When do we want it? Yellow. In actuality, this is great news. The new school is finally starting to take form. I believe that's all I have for you today, and until next time, keep on digging, friends. A 5-leaf clover? I'm looking for a 4-leaf clover. What if this is bad luck? Excuse me, sir, would you be interested in taking this lucky clover?
Whoa, really? How kind of you. You know, a 5-leaf clover represents wealth and luck. It's true! It's true! The 5-leaf clover has blessed me with this wealth!
Seeing as I'm the one who found the clover, do you think you could bless me with some of this great wealth?
Well, I guess you should get what you deserve. So, here you go. I hope you'll enjoy it as much as I would have.
This is amazing. It turns out a 5-leaf clover is good luck. I can buy anything now. I can buy everything with this.
Stop! You're under arrest for bank robbery.
What? No, I was given this money. It wasn't me.
Hey, freeze!
I wish I wasn't so lonely. I want a friend. Hey, I have an idea. I can make one. can I please go play outside while the sky is still clear?
Oh, of course, hon. Just be back before dinner.
Yes! Thanks, Mom. Whoa! It's just like the picture I made.
Hiya, I'm Lucky the Leprechaun. I'm here to bring you great fortune. What's your name, friend?
Hi, Lucky. I'm Quinn. Hey, now that I think about it, you kind of look like the drawing that I made.
As long as you have that picture with you, I will always be by your side, even when you can't see me.
Oh no! I have to get home for dinner.
Hey there, dear friend. Don't cry. I will always be by your side. Now take some gold for your mother.
But now I have to go home for dinner. Hope to see you soon.
Bye. Oh, you're back. How
Mom.
was your day?
It was so good. I had so much fun.
The weather has just been all over the place.
I know, but it finally cleared up today.
Oh, so good.
It was so nice outside.
I bet you get your sun.
I did.
Put sunscreen on.
No.
You better be careful next time. That sun's gonna get you. This should be pretty good. I have mashed potatoes on the stove, green beans,
Oh my
and a
gosh.
pie in the oven.
This is so good. It's just like Thanksgiving.
I know.
I can't wait to.
Today's episode of KGI was produced in collaboration with our friends at L&L. After our segment of KGI is over, they will tell you about the music within these games, and I truly hope you guys enjoy it.
Welcome back to a special episode of L&L.
Today in the March of Madness, we will be teaming up with our friends at KGI.
We'll be tuning in to watch them talk about some incredibly iconic video games with even more iconic soundtracks.
And after, we'll come right back here to tell you all about the music behind the games.
Let's go!
Hello everybody, welcome back to Keeping Gamers Informed, or as we call it, KGI. I'm your host Malachi, and we have to give a big thank you to L&L for doing this with us as well.
And again, as normal, I'm his co-host, Hudson Byers, and today we have an extremely exciting and special episode for you.
Our theme for today is games with amazing soundtracks that either just are great in general or that have fit them really well, and me, Hudson, and a bunch of gamers like you guys have all decided on.
One game that I think fits this theme extremely well and that I had a ton of fun playing over and over and over again is Detroit Become Human. It's set in Detroit City in the year 2036, where the invention and introduction of androids into everyday life has completely revitalized society. But things begin to go wrong when the androids begin behaving as if they're sentient. It's rated M for mature and it's priced at $20.
And I can definitely see why you enjoy playing this game. Even though I haven't, I'm planning on to. But I have listened to the music and I've watched the game, and it fits perfectly within this list.
Yeah, I definitely have to agree. It really, really does have an amazing score, but of course you'll hear more about that later from L&L. So, Malachi, what's the next game we selected?
Well, for the game that me and a lot of the other people selected was a game that we have to go all the way back to 2007 for, with that game being extremely memorable for its soundtrack, and that's Halo 3. It's a shooter-based game where you're primarily playing as Master Chief. It takes most place on foot, but you also have vehicle combat, and there's a very heavy story to it. And the game is rated M for mature, and it's about $10 now.
Yeah, neither of us really got to experience the true prime of that game, but
sadly,
the next one we did, and it has an amazing story, gameplay, soundtrack. It's so perfect.
Well, Hudson, I'm curious to know which one you landed on, because there's a bunch that we've got to experience.
Of course, the game I chose is Skyrim Elder Scrolls V. It's an action-adventure role-playing game where the player can choose to play from either a third or first-person perspective. It's so great, and it's filled with wilderness expanses, caves, dungeons, and so much more. It's rated M for mature, and it's priced around $20.
Man, I have to agree with you that this game fits our list amazingly.
Normally around this time, I would say it's time for our last game, but for today's special episode, we have 2 more lined up for you guys.
That's right, Hudson. And our last two games both have amazing music to them. The first one being Undertale. It's a role-playing game that uses 2D pixel art style. In the game, you control a child who's fallen underground, and you have to complete objectives throughout the game to progress the story. It's $10 and it's rated T for teen.
Yeah, as much as I've heard and seen about the game from so many YouTubers I like and all, I've never actually played it, but it looks and sounds great.
And that's okay, Hudson, because it's definitely not everybody's cup of tea, but this is usually when I would say it's time to get into your tech review, but instead, let's go to another game.
Yeah, that's very true, but next time we should have some amazing tech for you. But for now, let's get into a game with some of the best in-game music.
Well, Hudson, what's the last game we're going to be reviewing to end this episode off with?
Well, the last game I put on today's roster is God of War 2018. After wiping out the gods of Mount Olympus, Kratos moves to the frigid lands of Scandinavia, where him and his son Atreus embark on an odyssey fighting fallible gods and monsters. The game is rated M for mature and is generally priced around $25 to $30.
God of War's music has always been some of the best I've ever heard, and the gameplay is worthy enough to match.
Well, I think that's about it for our side of this special edition of KGI.
You'd definitely be right, Hudson. I hope everybody's enjoyed today's episode. It's time for LNL to tell you more about the music behind these games. And until next time, this is KGI signing off.
Alright, let's get into a brief history of the music behind the video games.
Video game soundtracks have been an immersive aspect to almost every video game since the 1980s.
In the 80s, we saw the first continuous melodic background music in Rally X.
That was put out by Namco. The choice to do this led the way to a more immersive and emotional storytelling experience.
Well, speaking of emotions, let's get into the history behind Detroit Become Human.
Detroit Become Human is split between 3 separate composers.
Each composer took a central character and wrote the core music individually. The composers are Philip Shepard, Nima Fakira, and John Bersano.
The soundtrack for Connor was chosen to explore a very cold and mechanical sound.
In doing so, the composer decided to choose more of an electronic sound.
Kara's music is more emotional and empathetic, thus showcasing her need for identity and love.
And last but not least, Marcus.
Okay, in my opinion, Marcus has to be my favorite track. His composition is to represent his epic and grand journey, which is so freaking cool.
When have you ever gone on a grand adventure?
So you remember that one time that I had to rewrite this script because you got so caught up in video games that you forgot it wasn't about Skylander?
Hey! Hey, you're supposed to be... Hey, you're supposed to be the weird one here. Shut up!
On to our next game.
Our next artist in game is Undertale, written by Toby Fox.
Undertale is a fantasy monster game with a storytelling component.
Which is why Toby Fox did such an amazing job on this soundtrack.
The music for Undertale is best known to add an immersive and emotional component to it that better sets the feeling that the game is trying to portray.
Undertale is best known for its iconic song, Medalovania.
Cat.
Next up on our list, we have Halo 3.
Halo 3 gave composers O'Donnell and Salvatore a chance to revisit an old theme and create new themes.
The Halo 3 score is known as such an incredible soundtrack due to the fact that Halo 3 was recorded with 60 pieces of orchestra equipment and a 24-voice chorus.
O'Donnell and Salvatore wanted the soundtrack to be unusual and exciting. They wanted the game to have an ancient feel.
The soundtrack gives a feel-good vibe or chill down your spine feel. Gamers and music lovers across the world can agree that this soundtrack is a masterpiece.
Okay, let's go on to our next game.
God of War Ragnarok.
This incredibly bone-chilling 5-piece soundtrack was composed by Bear McCreary.
He wanted to make the tracks inflict emotion on the players, as if they can feel the emotion of the chaos.
For example, on the opening track, Kratos' theme, he captured the traits of Kratos into sound. The masculinity of Kratos is represented by the assertive brass, pounding percussion, and deep male vocals.
This shows Kratos throughout the years, but also with a new touch.
Well, that's all we have time for.
Yeah, this was a fun episode.
It was. I'm Lucas.
And I'm Lennon.
Pip pip cheerio. Bye bye.